Hi guys, it's Ray. Today we are going to work with the two holographic prints that I got from Jessica at Butterfly Lane Designs. She was kind enough to send me these. I shouldn't have the bubble issues that I get when I print these myself with her prints because it's a different type of ink. I am curious to see if with heat it's going to go through a different transition, but it shouldn't require as much heat because I shouldn't have the bubbling from the ink like I get from my own, if that makes sense. So I expect these to work really well. She did just start offering these recently. She has a ton of the stained glass designs up on her website already, and she keeps adding more in every drop. So if you've been looking for these pre-printed, definitely check it out. So I'm going to get right to it, I guess. I'm going to trim the edges off. I have my two tumblers ready to go. I'm doing these right on bare stainless like I always do. And I'm going to ink the bottoms. So I did sand as much of the hog information from the bottom of the tumblers as I could. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the backer off of both of these, a little piece. Just to use as an anchor point. The straighter the better, but mine are never straight. Put that piece of backing back on, just temporarily. If it's not lined up perfect, it does not matter. Okay. So get yourself lined up as good as you can. Leave your little bit of a rim at the top for the epoxy to grab. And that looks pretty good. Then peel that strip off or just peel it back. And I feel like I just slid this whole thing. So I'm going to kind of... Alright, that should be okay. Get it started. And if you're doing a lot of full wraps, this big squeegee is an absolute game changer. Thank you, Stacy. Again, And also my new cup cradle from Irene. Much appreciated. So there we go. Absolutely beautiful. Set that one aside. Full. So we're gonna grab an ink, and I may just grab an aqua kind of ink and use the same ink for both. Spongy thingy. Just a makeup wedge. I have tons of them. These ones happen to come from Walgreens. I kind of, if I'm out and I think I'm running low, I'll try and remember to grab one, a package. You don't need the whole thing, so cut a piece down. And I'm just going to grab a pair of vinyl gloves so I don't get covered in ink. It's interesting. I have a couple puckers at the top here, which usually I don't get with the stainless Depot cups. So I wonder if that one was just slightly tapered more at the top than the bottom, even though they're straight. So, ink. You can put it right on your... I meant to use the other side of this. That's the paper side. It's going to soak right in and dry. But that's the turquoise, and this is the Laguna. One's greener, but they're both gorgeous colors. So I meant to use the glossy side though, because it'll just beat up on there. And I'm just gonna dab it around. I mean, you can also just apply directly to your sponge as well. But there we go. Those are both coated. I'm going to let these dry for much longer than I would normally let an alcohol ink dry on a tumbler, because I am going to use the CC DIY Turbo to coat these, because I want to see how a fast set works on higher quality prints. If I'd printed these at home, I would absolutely not get Turbo anywhere near this, because I learned my lesson with that already when I did my 3-piece test. But I think because this is a completely different type of ink, that it'll be fine. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to let this dry very well, because one of the things that the Turbo says is it is water reactive or something. But to make sure your inks are dry very, very well, they recommend 24 hours. Okay, so I am mixing up my epoxy to go on here. I am using CC DIY Turbo. This is their, what I call, ultra fast sets. There's definitely something going on with this sizing of this, not the wrap, the tumbler. It's definitely got a little bit of a swoop in. But I'm going to get this applied. I'm just going to kind of work back and forth till I have about 20 mLs on both. I will say that I've noticed with the turbo, we are significantly cooler this week than we were last week. We've also been extremely dry. And I'm finding that the cooler temperature is giving me a slightly better working time on it compared to last week when it was very, very hot. I'm going to torch it quick. I'm hoping to not have to over torch it. I'm just curious if it's something in the coating of the holographics that'll do that color change thing, but so far I'm not seeing any of that on these ones versus printing them at home. So that's cool to know. My epoxy is a little bit bubbly because, like I said, it's cold or colder. I think it's like 65 in here right now. But it should help it level better, so kind of a catch-22 there. I mean, I think every single one of these and every single one of the 3D wraps I've done, I've had some amount of micro bubbles in, no matter what. So, but I'm definitely not seeing any of the heat color change in this. So if that's something that bothers you, I would definitely order professionally printed wraps. So I think because of the way the edge is puckering on this a little bit, I'm going to let these dry, and then I'm going to come in and go ahead and, you know, pinstripe. I don't know though, my edges are so neat and clean. I don't really want to pinstripe. I'm not sure. I'm going to think on it while these dry. Okay, so these are ready for their next coat. And let's just get that going. So Jessica's prints definitely didn't do any of that weird color change stuff. The micro bubbles do still show, but I think that's just a result of the holographic coming through them. I think that's going to happen no matter what brand you use, unless you're an absolutely perfect tumbler maker and you get no bubbles whatsoever. And God bless you if you can. I think you're going to have that. So essentially for video purposes, these are done. These wraps worked fantastic. Like I said, she did tell me that she has a fresh roll. She said it was already supposed to be delivered when I talked to her when I'm recording this, which was Wednesday. So by now she probably has it. So no problems going ahead and ordering these. She should have them all. No problem. So at any rate, I'm going to call these done. I'm going to bring you guys down so you can get a better look from different angles. These are not perfect. Like I said, these little bubbles at the top, it's very weird. Like these cups are almost opposite of what I normally get with a stainless depot tumbler, and I can't explain it. So, because usually I get these little ripples on the bottom, not the top. So, probably just the way the cup itself was pressed. It has nothing to do with the wrap. So, I do want to see if I can get that speck out of there, but I don't want to mess up my cup. I'm going to wait for that to come around one more time. I don't want to stop it from turning. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to make it worse. The more heat you apply to the turbo, the quicker it's going to cure, the lumpier it's going to be if you have any lumps. So, I'm going to leave it alone. It's going to be what it's going to be. I'm going to pause you, bring you down. Okay, so here we go. Look how gorgeous this is. Little salty dude. Love him. Love the color on the shell. Can you see the little bubbles though? I think I'm always going to get that, and it's just going to have to be accepted. I am human. I am not perfect. So, but there's that beautiful rose wrap. Look at the holographic come through there. Absolutely gorgeous. So, that is it for these two. Definitely check it out. Links will be down below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.